not so good, because to me it was fine, and he always goes, oh, they did a horrible job on this road. It has dips in it. So, it's nice. And look, I'm filming no snow on the mountains. August. It goes away. This is going towards Jackson Hole and all the snow on the mountains.
That's over that first low rises.
Yeah.
Snake River Canyon coming out in.
It's on your way to Jackson Hole.
All this low ridges in between are the elk feed ground.
So the elk are gone, but they'll come back when the
winter time. That's all designated as feed ground.
It's all a, oh, look at that beautiful roof. It's new or something on that house.
Bright red.
And so it's a miracle how everything is so set up.
Show that mountain right up this direction.
Let me slowly do it. Pan around so I don't make them sick. Alright. What about it?
First elk I ever killed was on that mountain right there.
This hill one or the tree one?
The pointy, tallest one right there.
Oh, that one. How wonderful. That was fun to get out. How'd you get it out?
I don't know. You could pull the truck up to the bottom of that mountain.
Did you have a horse to drag it down?
No, we just drug it by hand.
Oh, Jamie, that's how come he was in shape. When I married Jamie, these arms right here were very muscular.
I know, I've lost all my muscle now.
And he won. Tell about how you could win all of the arm wrestling that you did ever.
Yeah, when I went to college, I could win all the arm wrestling, even the big husky high school or football players and everything.
How come you could do that?
Well, because if I couldn't push them over, I'd start to squeeze so hard I'd crush their bones, and then they'd
Is that a trick? That's mean. Maybe that's disobeying a
I
rule.
don't know.
But tell why you could do that.
When you heard their bones starting to pop, then you knew
They even screamed before that. Look at all these new houses here. People are moving from Jackson to here because Jackson is too expensive and crowded. No, tell them why you could be that way.
Well, when I was in college in the PE classes.
All right, I'll tell you why. Because he milked
climb.
cows. Because he milked cows.
Well, it's because I milked cows, but then I used to practice climbing ropes, and I could climb 50 feet up the rope.
Here's a big horse.
Just using the strength of my arms. You just use your arms and run right up the rope.
Yes, but you were strong before that because he milked cows.
I know, but I still had to build up to where I could get clear up the rope in college.
Is that why your butt was tight too, probably? Because, yes, you have to pinch your butt to be stronger.
Oh, you don't pinch your butt.
Yes, you do. I know you do. Maybe that's why I'm failing at it then. Well, anyway.
I don't have the muscles anymore. This old age just sucks, you know.
Here's all these are new houses, you can tell. Some subdivisions have rules that all the houses have to be wood colored. What was Bruce's subdivision?
They all had to have wood siding.
Wood siding, which sucks.
Which sucks, right?
Because it's hard to maintain and keep varnished and everything. But now they make fake wood-looking siding, don't they? Or am I lying?
They probably have fake wood.
Because now they make tile that looks like wood for your floor. But we're not in the market to redo our kitchen floors or anything. The highway, they built this fence then. I mean, the highway didn't, but that was a trailer park, and they built the fence because they enlarged and widened the road, and they were too close to that trailer. They've been building these for 3 years. They must have run out of money. They need to just finish one and get it rented, and then they'd have money to finish the other two, unless the guy died.
We're coming up on the entrance into the... During the winter, there's elk all over right here where they... on these little hills to the east here.
And where do we go hunting? Up this canyon. look at how the water's getting receding.
And then they, when they redid this highway, this is the entrance to the feed ground right here.
Over here's the feed.
And then they put in this little viewing parking lot.
Turn out
To view the elk.
because dozens of people got killed before when they tried to look at it.
No, they just parking on the side of the road.
I'm lying. That's not true. They thought about it better, did that. But now we're going into Alpine, and this is a new little town. When Jamie, I've told it before, when Jamie was young, you could buy land cheap down here because there wasn't a town. But now they built, because Jackson overflowed.
Well, this is the overflow out of Jackson.
Look at this mountain right here. Isn't it just right there?
That's Snake River Canyon coming down right there.
And if you know, I'm so sorry, I was going to wash my window so when I took photos down here that I could look through a clean window, but I forgot. Here's a subdivision new over here. But
You used to could buy all this land for $200 an acre. Now it's like $500,000 an acre everywhere.
so,
When I was younger, I should have just bought up all this land to start with.
Jamie, you could have been
I'd
rich.
been smart.
You're only rich if you sell it and make
And
a
this-
profit.
Show the big canyon off this direction.
Well,
That's Grays
I
River.
will when we get there because the trees here are in the way.
Yeah.
And you'll see all the stores are new in this area because it's a new town. Like
Well,
in the
there's-
last 20, 30 years,
It's building up all the time faster.
they planted these trees down the road, don't you think? They don't grow naturally. Look, I want that car. It's for sale.
Now we got a big building in between us. This canyon out that direction is the Grays River.
See, there's Ace Hardware. That used to be their grocery store.
See, right here at Alpine, 3 rivers converge. We've got Snake River comes in, Grays River comes in, and then out of Star Valley we have Salt River coming in. So all 3 rivers converge. Here's the
I'm getting it.
here's the Grays River coming into the Snake River right there.
Where does the Salt River come in at?
And the Salt River comes in just down around the corner here.
But when Jamie's old ranch, what merged on it?
Well, and
Salt River and Crow Creek.
Salt River ran all the way through my old ranch, and we had Crow Creek and Swift Creek.
Here's the new gas station, a new grocery
New Bro.
store, new Phillips 66 here, and this is the road you turn
Now they're building
to go to Jackson Hole.
a bunch of apartments right here to the west.
Yeah, just drive, honey.
They couldn't even give this land away originally. Now they got all these new subdivisions down in here everywhere.
And businesses. Because they can't have their business in Jackson Hole. So, and here's new houses being built over here.
And they put a road up the hill right there up to a subdivision up in the timber.
Some people like living in the timber. It's good here because it's dry weather. But if you were in the timber in Brookings, Oregon, your house mildewed in the shade. You needed to get the sun on your house.
Like I said, all this
Here's-
land, you couldn't even give it away when I was young.
See the storage buildings? This is for people who think their stuff is so valuable they can't get rid of it. They got to save it forever, so they spend hundreds of dollars a month
And
saving their junk.
they stop paying the storage fee and then they lose it all.
No, they keep paying it their whole life. And then,
Then they die and then they stop paying.
no, I'm telling a story. Then their kids, see these houses? I'm going to tell you a story about them. And then their kids inherit the storage building. And here's more of them. And the kids inherit it, and then they have a gold refrigerator and a brown oven and all this old crap that they don't want. And then they just try to give it away and no one wants it. So do not store crap that is so outdated that isn't worth the money that you're paying to store it, because you're wasting your money. Now, when David and Amy are gonna move, maybe someday. Here's Palisades down here. I'm telling stories along the way because you like that. All right, when David and Amy move, they know. They moved before from Scio, which is by Salem, Oregon, to Coos Bay, Oregon. And they moved, they had a lot of stuff because David he goes to yard sales and looks all the time and finds good things for cheap.
We're coming to the Idaho border right here.
We're in Wyoming right now, and now we're going to be in Idaho.
See the Idaho sign?
Right, here's the Idaho sign. Not very fancy sign. Welcome to Idaho. I heard they're a poor state. So anyway, David and Amy, now their house in Coos Bay on the water line. Look how the Palisades is shrinking down.
Well, they're draining it for the summer water irrigation.
Yeah, it's all a cycle. This budget truck, they're moving. So anyway, they decided they aren't going to move all their crop again. They're going to get rid of their furniture, get rid of things when they move. And that is a smart thing to do because have you seen how much free furniture, cheap furniture is on all the Misty Craig budget lists?
Besides, when you move into a new house, you always want to have new furniture and new stuff anyway. Everybody wants
Well, I doubt if they'll buy brand new, but they want different.
Everybody wants new stuff.
Because you think, like when we moved into our house 20 years ago, we moved with the furniture we bought for the other new house, and it didn't match or fit as well. It was purchased for the other house. So sell it. Don't move it. Only move your sentimental stuff. In fact, probably you could get rid of most of your clothes because we only wear 10% of our clothing wardrobe. Except Jamie, he only wears about 2%. One's in the wash, one's on him. And then his mother taught him to do that, I think. Don't buy new clothes till your old clothes are worn out. He told me that when we got married. I was buying some new things, and he goes, "You don't need that." I said, "Well, what is that?" So, and he goes, "You're not supposed to buy new till your old's worn out." Here's Mount Rushmore of Idaho, right here.
No, that's the old Indian chief face in the rock.
I know, but they could carve that out in faces, really could. Do not say who you would put up there because we, know what you would say. And it was not what Nancy Pelosi said. Nancy Pelosi needs to retire. I don't care what political feeling you are. She's old. I think she drinks too much. She needs to go home and have her hot toddies and enjoy her husband and her grandkids and that beautiful house she has.
Yeah, she needs to let all those alien people they let in camp on her yard too.
Yeah, they could. Okay, this isn't a political channel, but
they're gonna let them in, let them take care of them.
Yeah, they want to invite them in, so let them open up their houses. I had a foreign exchange student. I don't really want foreigners that don't. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. But I can't judge all people by the foreign exchange student I had, because he was a young boy, and maybe he was just the way he was because he was young, and he didn't wash his clothes and he stunk. But my kids washed their clothes too much. I know that when they were little. Clean your room, and they would pick up everything and put it in the dirty clothes, and clothes hadn't even worn yet.
Even clean clothes hadn't been worn. They get thrown back in the laundry.
And hang your towel up. You can use it again. You were clean when you dried yourself off with it. We mothers know. But in some countries, like in Panama, your towel never dries. In Brookings, it's too damp, and your towels don't dry. They start stinking before they dry. So I do realize that. But in our world here, they dry in an hour in the sun. Look at Jamie. He might be old, but he's wearing his good shoes, so he's a lead foot. His Fitville shoes. I feel so bad because Jamie has neuropathy, and he can't feel his feeling in his toes.
Yeah, my
And I
legs
think
won't move when you try to move them either anymore.
it's so sad, but I think he has wide toe, what's that called? Your toe, where all your toes are right here. The toe bridge, no, the toe bed, the toe, what's that section called? Jamie doesn't know either. Anyway.
I don't even know what you're talking about, little woman.
Because where your toes all line up in a row in your foot, and where the width of the big toe to the little toe, that section of your toe is wide.
The width of your foot, yeah.
No, it's called something else. He doesn't know either. Anyway, it's wide there, so his shoes tend to bother him. And he gets ridges on his toes. He always wants me to trim the calloused ridges on the backs of his toes, because maybe they're crippled wrong. I don't know what his problem is.
No, when one crowds against the other too much, it makes a ridge form on the skin.
Okay, his toes are crowded. So,
Well, it's like when you buy a 12, there's an E, a double E, and a triple E. The E stands for the width.
I know that. What I'm saying is, when I did the review for Fitville shoes, the toe beds are wider in those shoes. Now, I got some, but I don't have that problem, and so they seem too wide and big. But for him, they are perfect. And then I feel bad because he got 2 pair and they're brand new. But he's saving them. He can't wear them to do his chores
Now I'm
in.
wearing one right now.
Because we're going shopping, and so that's good to wear them. But he should be wearing them all the time.
Well, if I wore them all the time, they wouldn't stay good, and then I couldn't have a good pair to wear.
I know, but Jamie, if money and your problem with thinking wasn't a problem, you would say, I'm wearing these to do my chores because I need toe room and comfort. And I could buy another pair. He has 2 pair, one for good and one for play, chores. But he won't do it because they're both too good. So, Jamie, they're not that much money.
Well, I've got plenty of pairs of shoes to pick from now.
I know, because he likes his rubber T-boot shoes, but I think that, you know, your foot comfort is more important than your budget, maybe. But anyway, if anybody has foot-toe problem, I don't get anything from Fitville. I'm not on a commission, affiliate, collaborate. I mean, you know, they just had me sample them. But if you have fat toes like he does, no, his toes aren't fat. It's just from bone to bone on where the toes go into.
When people walk barefoot, their feet splay out under the weight.
Yeah.
And if you walk barefoot a lot, eventually you get wider feet.
But you never went barefoot in your life. From the time he puts shoes on in the morning till he goes to bed, he never takes his shoe off. Now,
when I was growing up, we only had 1 pair. We'd get these leather, I think they were called Red Wing. It's a brand of shoes, and they cost almost $100.
your parents couldn't afford that.
And we'd get that 1 pair, and those, other than our church shoes, those were the only shoes we had. We wore them all day, every day for a whole year.
Then when he got married, he bought Mason shoes that by mail.
The Mason shoe, the Red Wing was a
Through
one
Mason.
of the types of Mason shoes.
Well, that wasn't when you were a kid, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they had these leather shoes, and sometimes toward the end of the year, after you wore them all year long, we had to wear them out doing our milking cows and doing chores. We were always wading around through the mud and
Poop,
cow poop and everything else with them.
kicking rocks.
Then you have to scrub them off and clean them, and so they were always getting wet and dry and wet and dry. And
That means they were sewn and not glued.
by the end of the year, sometimes the thread would start to break off, soling the soles on. And
But
you'd
guess
have to
what?
take them to the shoe person and have them re-sewed.
When I moved here to Afton, there was a shoe store, a guy's house.
Yeah, we had an old Kazare guy. His name was Kazare. and he did shoe repair.
Because in the old days, people took their leather boots to get resoled.
And then when the old Kazare guy died, the shoe place got taken over by Giesman. Joe Giesman was his name. And he did the shoe repair for 20 years after that.
But now they make shoe goo. Jamie's speechless when I said that.
Well, the old leather shoes still had to be sewn.
But guess what, Jamie? Remember my favorite shoes, sandals I bought in Brookings that you loved? And they came unglued or unsewn. I think they were glued. And so I haven't been able to wear them. So I bought some shoe goo from Temu and I glued them. But I haven't worn them to see if it's going to stick.
All of these newer shoes and stuff, they come unglued, and they're not quality shoes like the old ones we used to wear all the time.
Well, you probably can find some.
Well, you can buy those expensive quality ones, yeah, but we don't anymore.
Maybe the Amish make them.
We're so much wanting to just buy a cheap little pair of
Throwaway
sneakers or something somewhere.
I'll pan around here. It's a throwaway world.
One time 2 or 3 moose were swimming across right here when we went past.
Oh, I wasn't here. That was in his previous life with his previous wife.
Previous life with a previous wife.
She never saw you fat. She only saw your muscles. He's speechless again. I do that a lot. I do that a lot to him. I make him speechless.
I didn't have too good of a relationship with my first wife, so I probably just need to keep my mouth shut about it.
I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut about things I should. But that's why people like me, maybe, because they think it.
When she died early from cancer, her mother came to me and tried to get me to promise that I'd never talk ill about her. But it's mighty hard to say anything without getting into that
reality.
The reality of stuff.
Well, anyway, I didn't have a problem telling some of the stories about my dead husband. Look at this mountain, how they've built houses clear up here. Would you like to live up here?
Zigzag road going up the top of the mountain.
You can't see very good, probably. But there's houses way up there. They don't even have a front yard because it's on a cliff. Go up
above where they've stopped building, it gets cliffy up there. It's steeper.
Yeah, it is.
It gets steeper up above.
And rocks.
Well, that's what makes the cliff, is the rocks.
Oh, sorry.
There's a sheriff there waiting to...
Yeah, last time I got a stupid ticket in Idaho. They're trying to earn more money for their roads and their signs.
There's a bird up on the bird nest right up there.
An eagle.
I think you missed him.
No, I got him, but I didn't have time to zoom in on him. And so, I filmed this before for you. Hillary came down here last Saturday to the Palisades. They have boatings and camping. Jamie, you're way over the line. Don't be looking.
Looks like they've got some kind of boat dock right over there.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know the name of that canyon right there.
Oh, well.
The one farther south is McClellan.
Tell about the story on the canoe when you and your previous wife came. And the storm came in.
When we had when our kids were little.
Tell that story.
We got out and we were kind of like in a canyon there where the lake goes up in the canyon ways. And we were canoeing out onto the lake, and then a big wind came down the canyon, and all of a sudden we had 4 and 5 foot waves, and it was trying to blow our canoe clear out in the middle of the lake. It would have blown us clear across the lake if it hadn't tipped us over first. And I made the kids all lay down in the bottom of the canoe to get the center of gravity as low as we could to keep from tipping over. And somehow we managed to paddle up around past the edge of the canyon where the wind wasn't as strong. Made it back to shore.
So you survived?
But it scared all the kids terribly bad.
Did you have 4 kids or just the older ones?
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
We had at least Stephanie and Todd.
Well, then you had Andrea.
Probably had Andrea.
Think, Jamie, think. I used to say that to my grandma. I'd ask her questions, and she didn't remember. And I said, Grandma, just think. Because I couldn't understand why she couldn't remember things. And now I know exactly. It doesn't help to think. You have to spend a few days, maybe, and pray about it and think, and maybe it might come to you. Or you may think it wrong, and then your kids correct you and say, no, Mom, that's not the way it was. Remember? And then I go, and you're right. Do you notice Jamie's wearing, I picked this outfit for him because we like to tell what we wear, Jamie.
I don't know why.
Because people are interested. This is the shirt I bought him at Ross in another town when we were at David's. And it looks so pretty on him because he has blue eyes. They're still blue, Jamie. Some things have decreased and fallen and grown, but
yeah, your fat bellies grow and your muscles
fallen,
sag, and everything else falls.
But that's his blue shirt, and I saved it. It's supposed to be, remember I coordinated his shirts. Work shirts, winter shirts, and travel good shirts, date shirts. I had to do sections because he gets so confused. And he still doesn't know summer from winter shirts. I don't have that section. I have the long sleeve.
Well, in the winter I wear long sleeve shirts.
Oh, but sometimes you blow it. So anyway, he hasn't been wearing this nice shirt. So
I don't get to wear some of my clothes because I get in trouble.
Well, of course, if you wear this, then you're going to go picking berries and fixing fences, and it ruins them. So when he gets home, and he has on his new jeans I bought him, and his Fitville shoes, his new glasses, and he remembered to bring his phone in his pocket. Don't look. Just drive. So he is, you forgot your hat. He didn't bring his hat, but he won't need it in the stores. You don't want to wear a hat.
Show him this store.
This is called the Dam.
The Dam store.
I'll tell you a story about it. When I married Jamie, his youngest son, Clint, was very, very righteous and good. And he would not swear.
He wouldn't say the word damn.
Jamie, I'm not... Wait until I get to the part of the story that tells that. First, I'm introducing the son, how he was.
Okay.
Don't go to the punchline. All right, so he was such a good boy. And he had charts of everything, his life planned out. Charts. And his room was always clean. And he was such a good boy. And he never, if we swore, like I said, Jamie stepped in cow shit, he would get mad because, you know, that's a swear word. Even Sunday, he, as a kid, obeyed the Sabbath day. And one time my boys were listening to music, Tyson was, that was kind of hard rock, and Clint just had a fit and said that music is not suitable for listening because it's devil music. You know, he was a kid and he was like that. So then my favorite swear word years ago was damn and damn it, because it made me feel better when I was mad, and I could say, damn it, do better, you know, when my kids were naughty. And so it happened to come out with Clint in the area, and he got really mad and said, do not swear. And that's a swear word. And I said, damn, I don't really think that's a big swear word, because you have the Palisades Dam right down there. You have the Dam store. And you have, it's like the words could mean different things, you know? So to me, it's not a swear word if you use it as a damn it word or a...
Well, talking about Palisades Dam.
Yeah. Am I swearing then?
And then one time we were driving past here and there was just clouds of bugs. And
They got all over our car.
they were really plastering our car, and we said these must be the dam bugs. The bugs coming off of Palisades Dam, say.
Nope, you were swearing.
The dam bugs.
But then Clint joined, well, and he was going to join the National Guard. This is funny to me. And Jamie didn't want him to because he was senior in high school, but he's, you know, they talked him into, Jamie said, all right, because, you know, he's going to get the GI Bill to pay for his college. He was going to do all this stuff. It was going to be so good. And Jamie didn't want him to, but...
And the leader of their group was a member of our church and stuff, and he said, oh yeah, we'll take care of them.
And I said, well, you know, they swear in the military. And so he asked the guy, and the guy said, oh no, they're not allowed to do that anymore. Which I knew was a big fat lie. You can't make people. Anyway, so he joined, and it corrupted him, and he came back an atheist, and came back. He wasn't the good little innocent Clint.
He didn't want to be a member of our church anymore either.
And that song,
Harvest.
The Waves of Grain.
Amber Waves of Grain.
Yeah. Jamie, you're singing even. Sing it better.
America. No, I'm not going to sing.
Jamie, it would make you feel better. We had to turn the music down because of our recording. One time I was recording and it was a good video. I couldn't do it because the music, Whitney Houston singing in the background. I went and got monetized and I would have got a bad mark. Not in heaven, but in YouTube land.
See, this kind of wheat has a dark top. And then the next over here is all golden colored.
Where's the amber waves of grain?
Well, that's what these are supposed to be, amber, I guess.
Oh. Well, see,
The
so...
wheat's all right. It's all...
And my dad was a great scripturist. And people would call him and say, now, I can't remember where the scripture is. And they would say part of it. And my dad could tell him where it was and who said it and where and when and everything. And so I married a man like my dad.
This has all been harvested already.
On this side of the
grain's all
road.
cut on this side.
Yeah, it has.
It's just the stubble left there.
Oh, that's like a haircut.
Look, it's harvested clear down.
Yeah.
Long ways over there.
These aren't potatoes. Idaho has, the potatoes are farther up the road.
Well, this is higher ground here. They raised the wheat up on this higher area.
I don't think these trees were native, were they?
Somebody got over carried away planting.
They're planting, they wanted to live in a
Those are all
forest.
blue spruce.
They wanted to live in a forest, so they planted all these trees.
Strictly blue spruce.
I hate those kinds. They wanted trees all around their house to protect it, I guess.
Well, they do that for a wind
Wind
barrier.
and noise from the highway, don't they?
Well, this gets a lot of wind through here. This area is called Antelope Flat. There's an Antelope Creek right up here.
And one time in the snow, we were driving through here.
This becomes impassable when you have a big blizzard.
They shut it. But one time we were driving through here before they shut it, and Cameron was in a truck Jimmy gave him, and he was driving in front of us. And it didn't have very good tires, and he went right off the road, slid off because of the wind, and scared him to death. But people are nice. Somebody with a big Suburban pulled him out. He was on his way. But some of these are not just nice off the road. It's a cliff. But he was lucky
It was
enough.
an area like this that he was up against a mountain, sort of.
He slid off there.
Didn't go very far. Then he had to get back up over the hump to get back on the road.
We just had a van that was gutless. So somebody...
Look, there's their combine. They're cutting it down. Got to get it cut down before snow flies.
which hopefully will be another couple months. So,
The grain up in our valley's not ripe yet. This is all ripens fast.
look at this blue on the
Oh,
road.
somebody spilled paint.
At least it's not blood. Maybe when it snows, the snowplow will scrape it off.
No, it's stuck there.
It's there forever. Oh, now look. Then they bale the straw that's left behind and makes hay straw. Did I lie, or is that true?
Well, it's straw. They use it for bedding, and
If you need straw for your barn animals.
they throw it out sometimes for big herds of beef and stuff to browse through and then bed on whatever's left.
Is there any grain in it for the animals?
No, there's a little bit of grain in it, but not much.
That's good. They don't waste anything, do they?
Combines are
It's pretty
efficient.
cheap to buy. When you buy straw, it's pretty cheap, isn't it? A bale of straw. That's a question for you, sir.
Well, I think it's half the price of hay, yeah, or less.
Okay, now we come down here into this little valley here. It's not a valley, but the Snake River's down there.
So,
I'm showing it. You can't see very good. And then here is, this used to be an outhouse.
it's a rest stop. It still is.
It used to be an outhouse latrine in a building, but now they made flushing toilets. It's much pleasurable than it was when I first moved here, when it stunk because it was a hole in the ground. But you thought it was going to be a toilet because it was a house. It was built like a regular rest area, but it was some kind of experiment to see if this new kind of outhouse
No,
that
you don't know anything about it.
I remember going in there, and it was an outhouse hole.
Well, that doesn't mean it was an experiment or anything.
It had a sign on the wall that said, "This is a conservative
Non-flushing toilet.
experiment to see if they could produce poop different or something."
You just make up any old thing.
No, it was something that was in the waste disposal. It was a waste disposal experiment or something. I remember. You went in the boys, and that was different because you didn't have to sit down in there. We women had to sit and read everything. And it was some kind of an experiment for waste disposal. And it didn't work, so they finally put in, I think that hole went clear down the canyon into the Snake River. Bottomless pit. And you sat on it, your bottom froze. It was so cold, air coming up. I remember that. That burned in my brain forever. So there, Mr. Jamie. I might have the facts wrong, but that's how my memory was. What's this green stuff here?
It's just alfalfa hay.
Oh, because they do everything.
Pretty soon we'll be coming to some potatoes, but not yet.
This is going to be an hour morning talk show of our travels, and Jamie and I visiting and talking again. Because with all the company we've had, Jamie and I haven't even talked to any at all. So, we still have our one subject we talk about.
You've been so mad at me, I haven't wanted to talk to you.
All right. We've had a few problems.
I think these are potatoes that we're coming up on over here, though.
Jamie wants to get rid of the whole ranch to his son, and I want to keep a little section for our security. And I feel like he's giving away his millions, and then we will be poor again.
We're always going to be poor, don't worry about
And it worries me that we won't have any land to sell if we had
These
a
potatoes
problem.
are starting to wilt back.
Yeah, they
You have to wait till they completely die, and these over here haven't wilted back yet.
And Jamie knows about
One
that.